right at the beginning of the story. Please make sure you've liked this video, subscribed to the channel, and turned on the notification bell. Let's go. It's 1946, and the Second World War is over. It's been 6 years since England's finest have been fighting across Europe to defeat fascism. Back home, the country is picking up the pieces and trying to return to normal. But in the industrial heartland of Birmingham, a family of outcasts is taking advantage of the lawless atmosphere and building an empire of fear and ambition. They are the Peaky Blinders. Thomas Shelby is the leader of the pack. He has just returned from the trenches of France, where he saw too much death and destruction to last a lifetime. Back in civilian clothes, he still has the sharp eyes of a soldier and a dangerous glint in them. He's haunted by the things he's seen and done, but also carries the weight of the family name on his shoulders. The Peaky Blinders were once a notorious gang of bare-knuckle fighters and small-time crooks. But Tommy wants more for himself and his kin. He wants power. He lives with his mother Polly, younger brother John, sister Ada, an adoptive father, a man known only as Pop. Their world is turned upside down when they find themselves framed for the murder of a police officer in a desperate attempt to clear their name and save their business. Tommy and his gang embark on a thrilling journey that takes them from the smoky backrooms of Birmingham to the glamorous casinos of London. Along the way, they encounter a colorful cast of characters, including a mysterious American gangster, a cunning politician, and a beautiful but dangerous nightclub singer. As the stakes rise and the body count grows, Tommy must confront not only his enemies, but also his own inner demons. Can he outsmart his rivals and protect his family, or will his ambitions destroy everything he holds dear? And why does he keep having these weird conversations with his imaginary friend, a World War I German soldier named Karl? This is a story about loyalty and betrayal, about the ties that bind us and the choices we make under pressure. It's also a story about the cost of power and the burden of leadership. It doesn't matter if you're a soldier or a gangster. If you rise to the top, you leave people behind and they can become your enemies. Tommy Shelby is haunted by the ghosts of his past, both real and imagined. He has a disturbing condition called PTSD, which makes him have conversations with the ghost of a German soldier he killed in World War I. Tommy uses his intelligence and cunning to get ahead, but he's also reckless and impulsive, which often puts him and his family in danger. The story revolves around the conflict between Tommy and his enemies, both external and internal. The external enemies are other crime bosses and the authorities who want to take down Tommy and his gang. The internal conflicts come from Tommy's own mind. He struggles with the guilt and trauma of his past, as well as the paranoia and mistrust that come with being a leader. Tommy's love for his family is one of the main driving forces of the story. He's willing to do anything to protect his mother, brothers, and sisters, even if it means sacrificing his own happiness or putting himself in danger. However, his methods are not always approved by his family members, especially his sister Ada, who becomes involved with the Communist Party and questions Tommy's morality. Throughout the story, Tommy faces many challenges and setbacks, but he never gives up. He's determined to succeed no matter what the cost. This determination makes him a compelling character to root for, even though he's far from perfect. He's a flawed hero who makes mistakes, but tries to learn from them. One of the most interesting aspects of Tommy is his relationship with his imaginary friend Karl. Karl is a reminder of the horrors of war and the toll they took on Tommy's mental health, but it's also a way for Tommy to process his guilt and trauma in a safe space. Their conversations reveal Tommy's inner thoughts and feelings, as well as his humanity. He's not just a cold-blooded killer or a ruthless mob boss. He's a man who needs help and understanding. Another interesting aspect of Tommy is his rise to power. He's not born into wealth or privilege. He has to earn his status through hard work and cunning. He starts as a small-time criminal and works his way up to become one of the most feared gangsters in England. His rise is meteoric, but it's also fraught with danger and intrigue. He has to deal with rival gangs, corrupt officials, and dangerous outsiders. What makes Tommy's story so compelling is the way it blends genres and subverts expectations. It's not just a crime drama or a period piece. It's a psychological thriller that explores the dark side of human nature. It's also a character study of one of the most complex and fascinating anti-heroes in recent fiction. Tommy is not a typical gangster. He's more intelligent than the others. He dresses better and he has a sense of style. He's also more sensitive and vulnerable than most people realize. He's a man who loves poetry, horses, and his family. He's not just a brute force. He's a strategist and a visionary. He sees opportunities where others don't. He has a plan for everything. Well, almost everything. You should write a story like this. If you enjoy writing stories about intelligent, ambitious, and ruthless leaders who are haunted by their past and driven by their desire for power, you should write this story if you like. Stories that blend genres and subvert expectations. If you like stories set in the post-war era and stories about dysfunctional families, then you should write this story. If you like stories with morally gray characters and unreliable narrators, then this is the story for you. And finally, you should write this story if you like stories with lots of action, suspense, and twists and turns. Then this is the story for you. Now let's imagine you've finished the first draft of your story. What's next? Now here's a challenge for you. Try to write the ending of the story from a different point of view. Let's say from the point of view of Polly, Tommy's mother and the matriarch of the Shelby family. She is a strong and smart woman who has raised her children alone after her husband was sent to prison. She's a mother, a sister, a lover, and a fighter. She's also Tommy's confidant and advisor, but she's not perfect either. She's selfish and manipulative sometimes, and she has her own secrets and lies. In the end, Tommy might pay the ultimate price for his ambition, his life, and Polly has to deal with the consequences, both for herself and for her family. How does she feel about Tommy's death? Does she mourn him, or is she relieved? How does she cope with the loss of her eldest son and the collapse of their empire? How does she protect her remaining children and grandchildren from their enemies? And how does she honor Tommy's legacy? This is a story about loss and legacy, about the bonds of family and the burdens of the past. It's also a story about survival and resilience. Polly is a survivor. She has overcome many obstacles in her life, and she will survive this one too. She's a mother first, and that's what matters. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out our podcast available on various platforms. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.